Welcome to this video of exploring Browns Folly Mine. This mine is massive, one of the largest mines I've been to, and it's very interesting. There's so many passages to explore and things to see. This has to be the best mine in the UK. Now let's take a look back to when I first went in this mine a few years back. On this first visit I was very inexperienced at mines, and even though my underground sense of direction is usually very good, on this occasion while the first bits around Clapham Junction are very distinctive, when I went deeper into the mine I then got lost, tried to retrace my steps and went the wrong way and got properly lost. So after that bad experience, rather than just thinking, oh I'm never doing that again, I actually did the opposite. I actually made it my personal mission to keep returning to this mine and exploring more and more of it until I managed to see the entire thing. Although that said, I don't think I could ever really say I've seen the entire thing, because this mine is so big there's always going to be little corners and interesting bits that are still undiscovered. Plus there's the collapse sections which are very hard to get to, so I haven't quite seen all of it, but I've seen a very large part of it now. So then, over the last 3 years I kept returning to this mine, where each time I visited I explored further and further. A year ago I did this video, and by the way this map is not correct. This is like work in progress as I was slowly building up my mental map of the mine. I then returned to the mine again, where I was down the mine for 10 hours exploring the different passages to see where they all went.
I feel like I recognise this, but I don't know. I feel, and if I see Hampton that means I finally navigated the hardest part to navigate and I'll be really happy. No, we finally managed it. X block, I remember that as well. I finally navigated the bit where I always turn back because I get scared I'll be lost. I've finally done it.
Now with this video I didn't upload it as I didn't think I filmed it that well. Instead I went back for another visit of Browns Folly to film this video, my tour of the mine. Let's go. So on this video, rather than starting at Muddy Hole, which is where I usually start, I'm going to this time start at entrance 2, the other lesser known entrance to the mine. So I enter into entrance 2. Before I head into the main mine itself, I first turn left up to a little secret corner of the mine called the Hall of Music.
Hall of Music. Little bar there. Mirror in there.
Yeah, because I love it, isn't it?
Weird. But someone's come to take some bar stone out for their house. It saves them the cost of buying it, I guess, just taking it out of the mine.
That's fresh. Fresh cutting.
That is weird.
That goes up. Yeah, that would go up. Imagine fall.
So then we now head down entrance 2, heading into the mine, and along to turn back.
I must have missed
There was air coming through.
Yeah.
So then I now go into the mine along to front passage and along to the stables.
Okay, back to front passage. Front passage. Let's go to stables this time. That way's to St Paul's. Let's go stable.
I want to see that crane.
Yeah, yes, definitely. Is that stable? Yeah, we're at stable now.
Yeah, that's the stable.
Yeah, stable. Okay,
Seen this bit before, I think.
stable.
So then we now got the passages from the stable, which head up to Devil's Chamber. Yeah, this part is a bit weird.
So now going from stables to Devil's Chamber, one bit I've never seen before. Ceiling's got very low here. This is one bit I haven't seen. It's a bit stupid if someone's painted it on the wall. So I made some like reflective paint some around here, but I don't know where. That's a bit stupid, isn't it? So I draw it on the wall.
You know what they do around here? Witchcraft.
A death throne? You sit on it? Oh, this is a weird bit. It does continue.
And now we go to the remains of the crane.
Remains of the crane. Crane. Yeah, it's the only crane in the mine.
Oh my god.
Not much compared to Swan.
Just on like.
And now we go along to Link Passage. Interestingly, on some of my earlier missions in this mine, I actually saw Link Passage coming off when I was in Middle Passage. Back then I didn't have a map and I was like, fucking hell, how far does this mine go on for? I didn't dare explore it as I thought I'd get lost. Only now I've built up a mental map of this mine can I now go and explore this section.
There's a Link Passage. Ooh, back to Devil's Chamber, are we?
And along to the X dead end, Elephant and Castle.
Oh,
Looks like it.
welcome to Front Passage. X. I know where I am now.
That's dead end.
So then, as we've now rejoined Front Passage, let's now take a walk the other way down Front Passage and then take a detour off to a network of small tunnels.
So
One
there.
bit of track here, this is original. I think we went up this way before.
Yeah. This is all dead ends up here. Now. Imagine if someone's down here and I hear that, I'd be freaked out.
It looks like there's a party. Party mine. Follow the light to the party.
So then, let's now head northwards along Front Passage, along to the bar.
It's a bit where it's a little staircase up. I remember this. Again. Yeah, oh yeah, that's what it is, that's a bar. Someone's built a little bar on it.
It says there, the game.
And now along to St Paul's, the part of the mine with the tall ceiling, which looks very slightly like St Paul's Cathedral.
Sorry.
So then I now continue along Front Passage.
So this is side passage split tunnel. This goes a weird little bay. Oh, it doesn't go there. Oh, that's an interesting little bit. This I'm going to call Wapping, because it's flooded just like Wapping. So actually, you've got a little train station here. It's flooded, so I'm naming this bit Wapping. Okay.
And now I go to the trolley chamber.
I don't think I recognise this.
And let's take a look at the trolley. So if we now head up the trolley chamber and then head left and go down to Brixton Station.
trees up top of that.
This bit doesn't go any further, it's dead end. Yeah, Brixton, end of the line. There's Brixton Station.
And now we go along to this large collapsed section, which is very confusing. Considering the maps of this mine that are online are very bad and almost impossible to use to navigate, this is the part which it gets confusing because this part is now collapsed. Eventually I managed to find the secret map of the mine. The map that lots of people tried to keep secret, as this map shows a lot more. If only I had this map when I was exploring it earlier, as this would have helped a lot. Oh well, anyway, if we take a look at this map we can see there's a lot more heading north.
This is the furthest north I've ever been in this mine. I've never been this far north before.
The only way around the line, it's fucking the main passage. They don't have a clue with these maps.
Well, this used to be a main passage. This used to be E1 before it got sealed.
Where you go, Moncton Farley?
No, it's the opposite way. That's down the other way. It should get to E1 eventually if it's not collapsed.
What a weird name though, Moncton Farley.
So then, back to the trolley chamber, where we then walk across to the Great North Road. Now apparently this part goes to entrance 1, which is an entrance I haven't managed to get to. I'm not sure if this part's collapsed a bit or what, but the route heading northwards on this gets very small and narrow. You'd have to crawl through this part. I didn't actually do this time, but this is a section I might have to return back to as I want to see what is up there.
Well, it was the Great North Road, but sadly this bit's got too many collapses.
If we head the other way down the Great North Passage, we get along to Mouse Hole.
Oh, that's weird.
It must actually be Daisy. I've looked, someone's made that.
It's actually like a little place to sit.
There's some there's clay pipes here.
That's
Some
weird.
Bones and stuff as well. One over there.
Yeah, someone's hammock. Yeah, weird.
Yeah, probably because this bit's a bit more dry.
Hammock spot.
So we head back to Trolley Passage, then back along to Front Passage, and let's walk all the way to the end of Front Passage where there is Rusty Door. So we now reverse back along Front Passage along to the stairs. These stairs go up to Oxford Circus and Muddy Hole.
The Muddy Hole. And here is the other feature which we missed last time, the steps. The steps.
Now as Muddy Hole's the way most people enter into this mine, Oxford Circus is usually the first part of the mine they see, and I've already filmed this part so I'm not going to refilm this yet again. But there's one thing that's confusing me about Oxford Circus. So if we take a look at a bad map, as well as the passage along to Clapham Junction and the stairs down to Front Passage, this map also shows Middle Passage goes to Oxford Circus. But where is Middle Passage? I can't see it anywhere. Well, let's now have a flashback back to my first trip down Browns Folly Mine, where I got lost. Let's retrace over my route and see where I went wrong. So if we take a look at a blue stick figure, this is where I went first time round. So after entering in that Muddy Hole, I'll go past Oxford Circus along to Clapham Junction, have a look down the Pool Passage, which is the way most people seem to take down this mine, but I then go back to Clapham Junction and try one of the other passages. This part goes to the deep section of the mine. I go past 3 troughs and along to a junction, which I now call Forgettable Junction, because when retracing my steps, it's really hard hard to lose which is the way I came from, as a lot of these side passages are very similar looking and you can't tell the difference between just a little side passage that goes nowhere and the actual passage back to Clapham Junction again. After going up what I now call Spooky Passage, I then find myself in what I now know is Middle Passage. After going up Middle Passage for a bit, I then turned back and suddenly realised I started to forget the way I came. So I tried to retrace my steps, missed my way back Spooky Passage and ended up going down towards what I now know as Monkton Farley. After a long time going backwards and forwards not knowing my way out, I then find a way back to Spooky Passage where I then get lost again, as I couldn't then find where Forgettable Junction was back to Clapham Junction, and my torch was running out of battery. That was scary.
So I ran down this passage, and when I saw that dead end, I proper freaked out. I knew then I was well and truly lost. Yeah. Then I ran back up here.
After returning to this mine a few more times, I then tried to get further up Spooky Passage. I then went up past Hampton and up along to this middle section, but this is a section where things get very confusing. However, what I then didn't realise is quite how close I now was to doing a full circuit back to Oxford Circus again.
Shows you how big this mine is. It's only when you get to this bit you suddenly realise it is properly big. To start with, you often think, oh, it's a little. You start to think, oh, you'll see all the features. When you realise that you're not going to see it all.
So back to the present day. Let's now finally do the full circuit of this section.
Ah, that's Middle Passage. All that time I've been trying to find that link. No wonder I walked past that and never thought anything of it. Because when you come out when you enter in Muddy Hole, which is just there. This is Oxford Circus. So when you come through Muddy Hole to here, then you walk up here. This way goes to Front Passage, that way goes to Clapham, but that's Middle Passage. You never thought that's nothing. It looks like nothing, but it's not. That's actually the end of Middle Passage.
Because this here is Middle Passage. Looking how small and cramped this passage is, you would not think this is a main passage.
This is very narrow. I cannot stand up now.
This reminds me of the Scott Quarry.
It does widen out as you go down it. Glad I got a hard hat this time. And now in Middle Passage, the proper part. It's just weird it goes narrow for that last bit.
So then, let's now go and explore Middle Passage. I'm walking Middle Passage from the other direction to the way I normally come, and now I can walk Middle Passage without feeling lost.
What did we?
Oh. I don't know, you got to put marks and flags if I can Clapham somehow.
So then, let's take a look at some of the small little passages coming off of Middle Passage. So let's head back to where the ceiling got really low near Oxford Circus, and let's take a different route.
There's the way round.
Now, it took me a long time to learn it. That's Middle Passage, and this one's Mystery Passage. I've not done this way. This leads to Clapham on the map. Ooh, where does this go? Fucking hell, it's a big drop down there.
And it goes past this section, which looks quite weird. I'm going to call this Middle Drop.
Oh, it's going creepy.
And going around these little passages, I'm actually very close to Clapham Junction siding. So I actually challenged myself to see if I could navigate these very small little side passages which are not on the maps, to see if I could get to Clapham Junction. And I managed it.
So that's your Clapham siding. That there is Clapham Junction. My torch is flashy. That's Clapham Junction. Then this way it leads to that Middle Drop.
Interestingly, from Clapham Junction siding, which is one of the main features that pretty much everyone sees when they come in here, there's a little passage coming off, which most people just think goes nowhere, but turns out this is kind of like its little shortcut. So then, let's come out of these small passages and go back into Middle Passage itself.
This is the bit that's confused. This is the bit where I was running up and down screaming, thinking I was lost because I was really confused where I was.
And let's continue walking down Middle Passage along to Heartbreak Hotel.
Currently at Heartbreak Hotel.
That's where you get your heart broken.
This is fucking huge. Spooky. You've got graph up here. Bust not again, oh me my enemy, okay.
And along back to Hampton. And oh my, this brings back memories of running up and down his tunnel in a panic when I was very lost on my first visit.
Okay, we're now arrived at the deepest point of the mine. The far end. The bit we always get lost at, the get lost section.
So then continue down Middle Passage to where there's a passage coming off on the right to Hampstead.
Farty Stables. Is that the deep dead end? It's called Farty Stables. So well, some people want to call it. I can call it, I guess.
Be careful of it though, because there might be plenty of gas.
Yeah. Actually, do you think it's like, yeah, it's probably dead up here because the dead end. That's probably why I named it. This is the deep end, the deepest part of the network. I'm going to call this part Hampstead because it's the deepest stop on the underground.
No, it's not. Will and Bushes.
Well, if you include Will and Bush. Well, this is Farty Stables apparently, unless you have to go over there to... Actually, I bet there's no air up there. That's probably why I say it smells farty. Because there'll be no airflow. It's horrible.
No airflow is not good. You pass out.
You know, when you go up to the stations like at Clapham North, and then it gets really stale up there.
And I now continue along Middle Passage to where it's part where you can take like 2 different directions around this column.
K213.
And along to Monkton Farley. This is where this mine has been divided in half and the other half of the mine has been turned into a secure underground storage facility. And this part here where it says X block was the original location where they're going to block up the mine. But for some reason they decided to block it up a little bit further down. We can get along to the current blocked up section.
I smell a bunker. So it smells different down this bit.
Listen. Oh my god, we're at Monkton Farley. I can smell it as well.
Oh yeah.
It smells like a bunker.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? We finally managed... Oh, we're at a bunker. It smells like a proper bunker.
This is it. Wow, that's a big fan behind that.
And from here we can hear the sound of the fans and of the storage facility right next to where we're standing.
CCTV someone put there on the wall. Oh wow! Smell that.
CCTV. You're being watched. Well, what's down in the bunker? Oh, you imagine going in here, you'll be absolutely
That's
fine.
deep.
Oh, there's actually equipment in there.
Yeah. What can you see?
Ventilation equipment. It proper smells like an actual bunker.
Can you see the mine there? The other bunker.
The sound of it and the smell was so much like Goon Street Bunker. It's so nice.
So then, let's head back where we come, and this time let's go up a very small passage coming off this, which leads to some very tiny passages. I really wanted to explore these passages, as it looked like they go quite a distance, but the further up you go, the narrower they get, and to explore the rest of these passages, you'd have to be crawling down them. I might have to return back here to try this sometime.
Looks like no one's come down this in years.
No, people don't go down this because it's a long way off the main section. Oh, it's going into tiny passages. Tiny passage time.
How far down it goes?
Some bits down here. It's passage going that way as well. It's also heading the same direction. You can walk, this one's a bit easier. Until you get to here, then it goes hard again. Some of these passages go tiny up this end of the mine.
So then, back to the main passages, and let's now go up Spooky Passage. This passage is very spooky, and this also really brings back memories of when I was lost down here. So let's head up Spooky Passage and go along to the other end of it.
Dodgy drop.
Crane bit.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Dodgy hole, I think it should be called.
Monkton Farley dig. No, you call it the hole into Burlington.
So then, I now go back along Spooky Passage where I notice an arrow has been added. So it seems like I was not the only person to have got lost down here. However, this arrow points to a different route. This actually goes up a little tiny side passage, not the main passage, to Clapham Junction, but not the normal route past Three Troughs, but it's a little tiny back route. I'm really surprised that this has now been turned into a main path. So going up this route, it then merges the passage to Clapham Junction, but I've missed Three Troughs.
How Can't eat that waters.
Yeah. Emerging now, back onto.
So, looking at this view, the little tiny passage on the left is a brand new passage. It's now just been arrow pointed for people to go down. I don't know why, because it bypasses the main passage and bypasses free troughs. So as we've missed free troughs, let's now walk down the main passage to take a look at it. And along we go to free troughs.
And here is free troughs.
Put it in your hand and drink it.
It tastes pretty clean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It tastes nice.
Oh, Ben, you're
I'm not going to try it.
So then, along to Clapham Junction, the main feature of this mine, where there's lots of railway tracks.
Muddy hole. Down here's going down to the little swimming pool. That's the dead end, then we reverse. This is reversing siding. So go up to here, then round, then we reverse and go the other way. This is muddier than last time.
And the original tracks in it.
Yeah, that's got tracks.
And this time, just beyond the door, let's turn left and head down this very spooky passage. This passage has got an artificial tunnel in it. This is a tunnel within the mine tunnel, which was actually built by someone having fun.
Just collapsed along.
Yeah. I've not been up this bit.
Yeah, this is.
There's a weird circle tunnel.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the main passages and let's continue down the passage with the railway tracks and go along to the pool.
Yep, back to the swimming pool.
You drink that or what people do?
I don't know, do you think you could swim in that?
Yeah.
Do you think I should? You know, I'm tempted to now. How warm is it?
Water. Blue. Very clean. Fresh. And that's water dripping out of the ceiling going into it. Go swim in it. That is clean, that water.
Really?
Strange, isn't it?
So then we continue down the passage with the tracks all the way down to Caterham. And looking at the secret map, it turns out the mine actually continues further. I've looked all around this area before, but I never actually spotted it goes further. So we climb over these stones to Back Passage. This is a very spooky passage at this far end of the mine. At the end of Rear Passage, there's another bricked up section going into the underground storage facility. And again, we can also hear the sound of fans running.
It's blocked.
Is that actually Moncton Farley?
Oh, I can hear it again.
Is it?
Yeah, Moncton Farley.
Again?
Yep. I can definitely hear it.
Someone's dug down there, look.
Oh yeah, you can hear it definitely. Can't you?
Look on the road.
Oh, I can smell a bunker. That's a neater wall than I thought for a really obscure bit of the mine. Like, very few people come down this part.
So then, heading back the way we came, back along to Caterham, and this time we turned off to some unmaintained passages. Now, Browns Folly is one of the best mines in the UK because it is maintained. People come down here and clean it up, which is a really good thing, because I've been in loads of other mines, and they're like typical urbex sites. They're not really that well kept. There's stones everywhere, they look a bit run down, but Browns Folly doesn't look run down. It looks really nice because of the dedication of certain people. Now, going off into this unmaintained section, this here really would indicate what Browns Folly would look like if people weren't looking after it. So I think we should actually appreciate the people that do clean up this mine, because it's that which makes the mine special. So then, that is the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Now, the aim of this video is to basically do something a bit different to the other videos on YouTube of this location, as there's many videos of this mine which just show going around it, and a lot of people just see walk off a tourist bit of a mine like Clapham Junction and pulling out of it. The aim of this video is to try and get around, I know I didn't get to every little bit, but to generally get around most of it and actually show the layout, show a map, show where the different things are, and make it a bit more sort of informative on navigating this kind of location. So I hope this video did its job, and I hope you enjoyed watching it.